Now, it is easy for bandits to get justice in Nigeria than a citizen to get justice. The story of Ochanya, in fact, confirmed this whole thing. It is the fault of the government that that girl did not get justice. In fact, it is the fault of the government that that incident happened to that innocent girl. Wait, let me explain. Now, the story of Ochanya, I will take it from different angle. Now, she was sent from her village to go and stay with her auntie because there is no school in her community. Mark that, there is no school in her community. That is why she was sent to her auntie, where they sent her, they molest her, they forcefully knock her for 5 years. That resulted to her being sick. They took her to hospital where she finally died. And she did not get justice. I will play the whole video for you that narrates everything later. But now, let me tell you the origin of this problem that nobody is talking about. There is no school in her community. And that is why she was sent to somewhere else to go to school. Now, that same community have a local government chairman. That same community have House of Rep. They have a governor in the state. Now, let me not go far. Let's come back to local government chairman. Do you know that the least that a local government chairman receives in Nigeria is 100 million naira? 100 million. What happened to fixing the school in that local government? Because if the school was working, Ochanya will have no reason to go to a place. She will be molested. She will be knocked. She will be dead. She will be unalive. She wouldn't have gone there. But guess what? The government failed to do their responsibility that led Ochanya to her death. Nobody is talking about that one. Bad governance is killing more people than sickness. A lot of people, bad governance don't lead them to where they will die quick. Bad governance will make you not have access to good health. Bad governance will make you not have access to education, so that you not go far away till it will not lead to your death. Oh God, I don't want to keep talking. I don't want to keep talking. This is why we say vote responsibly. I'm feeling pained right now. I'm feeling pain right now. But there, for some of you that don't know the story of Ochanya and what happened to Ochanya, watch this video.
A state high court sitting in Makurdi, Benue State, presided over by Justice Augustine Itioiman on Thursday, discharged and acquitted Andrew Obuja, a lecturer at the Benue State Polytechnic, Ubokolo, of the charges of rape and causing the death of a 13-year-old schoolgirl, Elizabeth Ochanya Ogbanje, in 2018. The Federal High Court in Makurdi, in a separate case, convicted the lecturer's wife, Felicia Ochiga Obuja, for negligence in the rape of the deceased teenager. Mr. Andrew and his son Victor, who are both maternal relations of the deceased, were accused of raping her until she fell ill and died. It can be recalled that the late Ochanya died after battling vesico-vaginal fistula and other health challenges for months. Her condition was said to be due to years of sexual molestation by her uncle, Andrew Obuja, and his son, Victor Obuja. She was admitted to a hospital but died on October 17, 2018.
Started 2013. When I was 5 years old, I went to my mother's sister's house to school because there was no school in my village. So when I went there, when I was 8, the son started sleeping with me. Then when the sister caught him, the sister then reported him to the father. Then the father scolded at him, and that was when the father started. So September, when I went to school, I was not feeling fine, so I came back home. I went to Federal Medical Center in Makurdi here. I spent 2 months and 5 days there, so they discharged us. When I now came home, then that was when I told my mother that when I was in my uncle's house, my uncle and his son, they were sleeping with me.
Justice Itioiman, while delivering judgment, held that the prosecution failed to prove its 4 counts against Andrew. He also held that the police investigators failed to subject the defendant to medical examination in order to match his specimen with the findings in the medical reports presented before the court. The judge added that 2 autopsy reports from the Federal Medical Center in Makurdi and the Nigeria Police Forensic Laboratory in Lagos left him in a difficult situation. He said the autopsy report from the medical center in Makurdi said Ogbanje died of natural cause. The one from the Police Forensic Laboratory said the deceased suffered diseases that were related to sexual abuse. He said, "I cannot pick and choose which of the autopsy reports to rely on in reaching a just conclusion of this case." Despite Ochanya narrating her ordeals at the hands of the Obuja in a video tendered before the court, Itoiman said, "It is regrettable that the deceased could not tell her story before she died." The judge, however, discharged the defendant. He said, "I hereby acquit and discharge the defendant of all the 4 counts charged." Meanwhile, Justice Mobolaji Olajuwon of the Federal High Court, Makurdi, while delivering judgment against the lecturer's wife, Felicia, held that the defendant failed in her duty to protect Ochanya from being sexually abused by her husband and son Victor. The judge held that Ochanya was being abused by the son of the defendant, but the defendant, who owed the deceased girl the duty of care to ensure that she was protected from such an act, failed in doing so, even when Mrs. Obuja's daughter Winifred drew her attention to the sexual assault. Justice Olajuwon further held that Felicia failed to challenge the prosecution's evidence that she threatened to send Ochanya out of her house if she told anyone about the sexual abuse. The judge said when Ochanya was examined, it was discovered that the membrane covering the vagina opening was not there, which is an indication that Ochanya had been deflowered. During examination, it was discovered that Ochanya had urinated on her bed as she could not hold her bladder. The medical report further stated that a working diagnosis of the fecal and urinary continence in a sexually abused child was made. Detailing Ms. Obanje's ordeal in the hands of the Obujas, the judge held that aside the physical injuries inflicted on the deceased, the sexual abuse itself would have scarred her for life, and I so hold. I hold that the defendant is guilty as charged in respect of count 1, and that the defendant is guilty as charged contrary to section 314 of the Criminal Code, and she is hereby convicted.
Now, this is calling for justice for Ochanya, because Ochanya could be your sister, could be my sister, could be your daughter. If you don't have a daughter, you won't understand. If you don't have a sister, at least you have a mother. What if it's your sister? What if she is your daughter? What if she's your lover? Ochanya will have been somebody's wife in future. Somebody's wife is dead. Anyway, I don't want to bring my emotion into this, but then I just want to bring you this information so that you know who actually failed Ochanya. Bad governance failed Ochanya. Before bad people came, it was bad governance. Thank you.
Let's say